जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भव निर्वैर अकाल मूर्त अजूनी सैभं गुर प्रसाद जप आद सच जुगाद सच है भी सच नानक होसी भी सच वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह. So thank you to everyone that's come today. It feels like it's been ages, and it's been last week. I wasn't here, but then Sant Hari Singh, you were here doing Katha downstairs, so I didn't win there. The week before that was debate night. I think we had. Was it? Yes, it was debate night at GTB, and then I think before that was even Baiji. But Baba Dar Singh ji came and did Katha, so it feels like it's been ages since we've done it in this way. But chalo, it is what it is. So before the last Friday night Sakhi here, the volunteer to do Sakhi time was Sahib Deep Singh, but he's not here today. So Hardev Singh has jumped in for us. As always, he saves the day. So he'll be sharing a Sakhi with everyone. We'll quickly discuss that Sakhi, and then we'll move on to Dana Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Jivan. And then we'll have a Q&A session, and then we'll do a bit of Simran together in Sangat form to call it a day. Hardev Singh, I'll pass it over to you. So who's the Sakhi about? What type of person you should be a Sikhi? Okay, good. Tika. Nice. Khalsa. Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
This Sakhi, what type of person you should be Sikhi? So at the time of Guru Gobind Ji, there was a Sikh called Baijol Ji, and Baijol Ji used to do seva in the langar every day with a lot of prem to Guru Gobind Ji. And there were these people who were really jealous of Baijol Ji, and once when Baijol Ji was coming out of the langar hall, they beat him, and they beat him so much that they thought they had killed Baijol Ji. And next morning, when Guru Gobind Singh was going through the langar hall, they asked some Sikhs where Baijol Ji was, and a few Sikhs told Guru Gobind Singh that someone came and beat Baijol Ji in the night, and right now he's currently in the room healing. So Guru Gobind Singh Ji went to that room. They asked Baijol Ji that who did this to him, and Baijol Ji, they were in this state of love and bliss, and they said that it was my Karam who did it. And time. After some time, when they took the cover off, the salt, the sugar, had completely dissolved in the water, and you couldn't see if there was sugar in it. The mud had gone to the bottom of the pot, but all the water was muddy and dirty. In the third pot, the rock was same as before and wasn't affected. Guruji said that some good Sikhs that come to the Sangat are like the sugar. They listen to the Guru's teachings and become one with what. There's some Sikhs, like the second part, who try to pretend to be the Sangat, but they are really fake on the inside. So they're like the mud. And that Guruji said some people that come to the Sangat, they don't listen to Guruji's teachings at all, and they actually challenge them. And then their ego and pride remains same, just like the rock. And Guruji said that every Sikh should try to be like the sugar.
Wow, smashed it, man. Big thing, really good. Well done, but really good. So, big thing saying that what should a Sikh be like, and we'll go into you might use them examples, right? So a Sikh should be like sugar in water. It dissolves in there. So when you come into the Sangat, you become one with the Sangat. You become one with Vaheguru, Guru Sahib Ji. But then you get some like me that fake, that sit in the Sangat, but that like the mud gets separated from water, but they're in the Sangat, but they're still muddy. They're still fake on the outside. And then you've got the rock as well. That's like your egotistical, who would challenge Guru Sahib Ji. Hardev Singh said. That's a beautiful Saki. Well done, really good for that. What do you learn from that? What can you take away from it? Listen to Guru Sahib's teaching, never get jealous of others. Yeah? Because what was the Saki that people get jealous of by Georgie? Yeah. Oh. Anyone else? No? Nothing? No? And you guys?
What I take away from that is that even if you don't understand, you just gotta take it fully and have the process that whatever you say, not necessarily question. I think we have time these days, especially. I think a lot of the younger generation is very much about. They wanna have a better understanding. And sometimes we're not at that stage where we can understand.
Yeah.
And sometimes just to take it fully.
Yeah.
And not question Guru Sahib. It is what it is. The Guru saying it. The Guru saying it.
Yeah, of course, Sana. A wicked example that's been used in the past is, if you've got pain, like physical pain on your body or whatnot, you'll take the dawai for it, right? You'll take paracetamol. Has anyone here ever opened up paracetamol and read the instructions or read the ingredients of how paracetamol works? Has anyone ever gone into, or does the doctor, what is in there? Okay, you give me this dawai, how is this dawai going to affect me? In what way am I going to get better or whatnot? We don't, we just have trust in the doctor, don't we? And then we have faith in the doctor, and we just take the dawai. In the same way, when Maharaj tells us something, Guru Sahib tells us something, without questioning it, we should. But you need to find almost that balance, because Maharaj also do say to do vichar in Sangat form like this, to do vichar on Maharaj's teachings, what Guru Sahib is saying as well, to do vichar and take it away with you and apply it to your lives, to change your lives in that way, not to challenge it, but it's really important that you do vichar in that way. So yeah, that's a really good, valid point as well. Anyone else? Okay, let's move on to the next part. Before we do that, so Hardev Singh, thank you so much for sharing that Saki with us. Who would like to volunteer to do Saki next week? So just for the new ones, new people that have come today, we do something called Saki time for the first 10-15 minutes, where someone brings a Saki from Itihas. It doesn't even have to be like a really long, like when Guru Sahib in the human form. It can be modern Itihas. We've had people that brought Sakya from other dharmas, other faiths as well, so we can get teachings from it as well. So what we do is we do that, we share it, and then we talk about it, and to try and apply it into our lives in a better way. So who would anyone like to volunteer to bring the Saki next week? Anyone? You have to just research it. If you need any help, we're always here for you guys. You know? Anyone? We'll have to pick. No? Hanji? Okay. Bye. You will bring a sake for us next week then. Thank you so much, Baji. Yeah, thank you. But yeah, so for the new people, like as you start coming one, you realize how it works, and it's a really good opportunity, especially for the parents. We've had parents here who have done sake, have researched it with their kids together, and then they bring it. So really good. But anyway, moving on to the next part of it is we're going through Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj's journey. And when I say journey, I just don't mean like the stories that you might have heard growing up. We're going through the Sakya, we're going through their journey in so much detail that you probably haven't heard of it in this way. Unless you've listened to Nanak Prakash Katha, you probably haven't heard of it in this way. We've gone through it from day one, from Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj Prakash, when they came into this world, who named them, when they went to school, who they got taught by, or who they taught, their teachers, their childhood growing up, when they move to their sister's village, when they get married, who goes to the actual marriage, when they go to the marriage, when the marriage happens, and then Maharaj start a job at the sister's village, as in the Modi Khana, they work there, and then Maharaj then go into the river, bring back the Mool Mantar, and then after that they decide to go on their first travel, where they're going to go and spread the message of Sikhi, spread the message of Vaheguru, and save countless people from all walks of life. You're Garib, you're poor, to the poorest of the poor, the richest of the rich, kings, and the most papi bande as well, the most sinners as well. Yeah? So, quick recap from last time where we finished it, or Baiji came in with the Katha for us. Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj reach Lahore. Everyone knows where Lahore is, which is in Pakistan now. But Maharaj Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj with Bhai Mardana Ji, Bhai Balaji reach Lahore. And in Lahore there's a king there called Duni Chand. And Duni Chand has arranged for a big meal where he's going to feed loads of pandits, loads of Brahmins. And the reason for that is because he's been told by the Brahmins, by the Pandits, that whatever we eat, your father who's passed away now, he will eat that food. He'll eat that food and he'll get happy. He believes that, and he arranges for a big meal with really nice food, bahut badhiya khana, tarah tarah khana, feeds the Pandits. Guru Sahib Ji reached there, they know what's going on, they get there, and they said to Duni Chand comes to meet Maharaj. The Maharaj goes to Duni Chand, what are you doing? And they go, this is what we're doing, my father. And then Maharaj goes, that how do you know your father's getting that food? And then he goes, that I don't know if my father is getting that food or not. But then he goes to Maharaj, that you're Antarjami, you're all knowing, where is my father? Is he getting the food? Maharaj goes, your father's been hungry for the past 3 days. He's not eaten anything for the past 3 days. So all this you're doing is kind of useless, isn't it? And then he goes, where is my father then? In Nabi Dasto, they go, your father has come into the life form of a wolf in the nearby jungle. Go and give the food, go and give the kheer. So he gets kheer, and then he goes, don't get scared when you see your father, but when your father eats that kheer, then your father's soul will come out of that wolf and you'll get his darshan. So he goes, meets the wolf, comes out, and then he tells his whole story, and he goes, Pitaji, I thought you were like a Dharmi Banda, you were like religious, you did so much good stuff, how come you got a life form of a wolf? And then when I heard the Katha last time, it was really scary at this point, because you don't know when you can fall off the path. Even last second of your life you can fall off the path, right? And then the father said that on my deathbed, when I was about to pass away, the Gwandi, the neighbors, were frying fish at that point. They were frying fish, and I got the smell of it. And when I got the smell of it, I got a desire to eat that. I had a desire, and desires are what kills us off, right? What destroys our jivan, where you go down. But they go, I had that desire, and then because I had that desire, I came into the life form of a wolf that eats mass, that eats meat, that eats whatever. so he came into this form. But now Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj have come, have been saved, and they got mukti in the end. Then Duni Chand goes back to Guru Sahib Ji, Guru Sahib Ji, and does matha take to Maharaj, and then asks for upadesh, asks for a teaching. That's where Bhaiji left it. Baba Avtar Singh Ji left the Katha, that's where we left it. So as always, let's do Ustad, let's praise Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj before we start, so we're able to focus, focus our minds on the Katha, and then you'll be able to connect better with Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj as well. So this is from the Bani of Dhan Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj, where Guru Arjan Dev Ji Maharaj say from their Pavitr Mukh, they say that I haven't got any knowledge, I haven't got any gyan, I don't know nothing. All I know is that there's no limit to you, Vaheguru, and I know this, that in this age of Kaljug, in this dark age, Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj will save me, if you follow Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. So let's do Ustad of Guru Sahib Ji and then we'll continue on the journey, yeah? ज्ञान ध्यान किच कर्म न जाना, सार न जाना तेरी, सब ते बड़ा सतगुरु नानक, जिन कर राखी मेरी, सब ते बड़ा सतगुरु नानक, जिन कर राखी मेरी. So after doing namaskar to Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj, he bowed to Guru Sahib Ji, Duni Chand did, and he did a benti. He said that you are our Parmeshwar Swarup, you have all the Shaktiyan, you have all the powers, Maharaj, you love your Bhagats and you protect the Garib. Tusi Gariban di Rakhya karte ho, and you are all knowing Antarjami, Maharaj. So look how he's starting his benti off, right? This is time and time again we've been taught, whenever anyone's ever come in front of Guru Sahib Ji, if you want to ask for something from Maharaj, every single time anyone's ever come to ask, be it worldly, be it that is a dunyavi gal, which is nothing wrong in asking for worldly thing, you can ask for that, or be it that you asking for spiritually. If you're asking for something, they always did Ustad, praise the Guru Sahib Ji first, and then they start their benti. And we said the reason for that is because when you start doing a benti, when you start praising someone else, hey, I know Guru Sahib Ji isn't someone else, Guru Sahib Ji are Vaheguru themselves, but when you start praising someone, you automatically start becoming humble. You automatically, your ego starts going, and that's when Guru Sahib Ji accepts your benti then. But they go, you're all knowing Antarjami, Maharaj bless me with a seva to do. Maharaj minu kirpa karo. Bless me so I can always do yours and Mahapurkhandi seva. Hearing this, Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji then said to bless Duni Chand, Guru Sahib Ji kende, they said, Duni Chand, I have a needle with me. Mere kol ek sui hai, I've got a small needle with me. I want you to keep it safe. Keep it safe for me, and what I will do is, I will take it back from you in the next life. In the agle janam vich, but look, I'll take it back off you. This is the seva I want you to do, nothing else. Hor kuch nahi mainu chahiye, ek kar de mere liye. Duni Chand then heard this, and then he goes, Theek hai, I'll do it. And he goes, then kept the needle with him, and then he went home to his palace, and he told his wife when he got home, he said, keep this safe with you, and Dhan Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj will take it from me in the next life. This is how oblivious he is to the world. This is how stuck he is in Maya, how he's entangled in that web that we always get, we're all stuck in, right? Where we forget what truly matters. But Duni Chand said, Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj will take it off from me in the next life. They won't take it from anywhere else. They'll take it from me in the next life. Keep it safe for Guru Sahib Ji. When they ask for it, we'll give it to them then. Then the wife said this, Pati Ji, how will you take the needle with you? Even your body won't go with you into the next life. How are you going to take a needle? Tera sarira that we're so attached to, this isn't even going to go into your next life, so how are you going to take a needle with you? Right? Duni Chand heard that and ekdam onu ehsaas hoya. He realized. Duni Chand then goes back to Guru Sahib Ji, says to Maharaj, hey Guru Sahib Ji, this needle can't go with me. And jehdi suya mere naal ja nahi sakdi. Maharaj, maafi, I can't fulfill this bachan. Mere to pura nahi hona bachan. Guru Sahib Ji then brought him into this position on purpose. Jaan ke, whenever Maharaj has done a kautak, whenever Maharaj has given a teaching to someone, they've always gone in a different way. Where, for example, when they went to the Janu that Maharaj ne pauna siga, Maharaj kicked off a bit of fuss where everyone got together to see what the commotion's about. But Maharaj did it on purpose to show everyone to tell them what the answer is, to give them the right teaching, to give them the safe teaching. And then they've always done that whenever they've gone. When Malik Pago by Laloji di Sakhi ai sigi, when Malik Pago said to Maharaj, to the soldiers, arrest Guru Sahib Ji, bring him to me, then I will ask him, why did you come to my house to eat? Why have you gone to a poor person's house to eat? By Laluji's house. Then what Guru Sahib Ji did is, they said no to him first, then said no to him second time, then third time. By now, there's a big crowd outside seeing what's happening in the Rola Kate area. Maharaj goes, Hun jaake das de, let's go. Maharaj could have gone the first time as well. But Maharaj always does this thing. So Guru Sahib Ji has brought him into this position on purpose to teach him a lesson. So Duni Chand, the Raja, had 7 flags flying around his palace. That meant that he is the owner of 7 lakh rupiah money wise, yeah? So one flag represents 1 lakh. And back then that would have been a huge amount of money. 7 lakh, yeah? Would have been so much money wise. I was thinking that when I'm hearing that, if that Raji had this going on, to say this is how rich I am, it's a bit like the Forbes magazine, isn't it? When it gets mentioned in there that this guy is this rich. But Guru Sahib Ji then said, Ki Raja, you own that much money. Inni maya tere kol. You've got so much money with you. Tell me one thing, how will you take this to your next life? I'll get to kidda leke jamanga. Now Maharaj is going to go into him hard reality check here, yeah? Because I've said this in the past as well, that we've always grown up with the hunky-dory talking of Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. This, Maharaj said this, it was nice, Maharaj, all this. But Maharaj, this is what really happens. Maharaj goes, you've done a lot of paap in your life to get this money by lying, jhoot bol ke, thuggi maar ke. You've accumulated all this money. This isn't going to support you. Eh nahi tera asra banna. You have grown old, gathering all the money. Sari umar tu kathe kar de paise nu. When you're old and you die, this will stay here. Ita ithi rahuga. You will end up like your father. Tell me, how will this support you in the next life? Look at this. Vade Raja hoya. I think Bhaiji even mentioned it. That Alexander the Great, in apne Punjabi Sikandar kende ya, we call him Sikandar as well. So Alexander the Great ruled over the ruled over the known world at that time. Yeah, when I say known, what all the countries were discovered, whatever was discovered, he ruled over the whole world. When it came to him dying, he said to his servants, when you parade my body through the streets, because that's what they did with the Raja, with the kings, when you parade my body through the streets, I want you to put my arms out and keep my hands open. And the servants go, why should we do that? No Raja has ever done that before. He goes, I want to tell the world, I want everyone to know that I ruled over the whole world, but yet I'm going empty-handed. I've ruled over the whole world. But Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj say, you will end up like your father. Tell me, how is this going to support you in the next life? Without making this body pure, only dukh dwells in it, only pain resides in it. Duni Chand then said, Ki Maharaji, tell me, give me a way, how can I take this with me to the next life then? I believe he's that deluded, he's not letting go. He goes, Kirpa karo, give me an Upadesh Maharaj. And then he became Nima, he became a Nimirta, he became humble. And he goes, Maharaj, I don't know nothing. Maharaj, give me an Upadesh. Quite often, have we ever done the Ardas to Maharaj? Have we ever gone to Maharaj and said, Maharaj, mainu kuch nahi pata? We'll probably go to Maharaj to tell Maharaj things like, I know this, I know that, yeah, things like. But when you go in front of Maharaj, you go without anything in your mind. Ki mainu kuch nahi pata, Maharaj. Guru Sahib Ji then said, Dunitan, listen carefully. Every person in this world has 3 friends. There's tan, money, parivar, and karma, your actions. Yeah, so money, family, and actions. Until you have breath in your body, money stays with you because you need money to live in this world. Yeah, as soon as you left that, you breath that last breath, then that's it. Money is not gonna go with you. Yeah, it's not gonna go with you. Then what happens is after your breath has come out, after you leave that last one, and you're going to leave, then when you go to Shamshan Ghat, where your body is going to get sanskar done to it, then your parvar goes to you, with you. Your parvar will go to you right to the end. Your parvar will go to the Shamshan Ghat to do sanskar of your body, and then फिर वो फूक देंगे. Yeah, they're gonna burn your body, and all we can there sheti the काम निबेड़ो, because back then, even now maybe that goes on. Back then especially, it used to be do it as quick as we can. क्योंकि पूत पात ना बढ़ के चिंबड़ जावे सानू. Let's get rid of his body as quick as we can. फिर फूक देंगे. Marriage, none of these can support you. Money doesn't support you, and your family doesn't even support you after you die. No one supports you. The third, karm, your actions, they are what go with you. Your actions are going to go with you, good or bad, change ja made. Do vichar on this. Idutte vichar karo. Do good karma with your money. Do good for people. Marriage kende, do simran and do sangat. Forget everyone else. So we were blessed that some of the Singhs that have come here, we just come from the Singhs camp last week, and everyone here that been to the Singhs camp will say that while we were there, we were fully protected. We didn't have any bad sword. It was just pure bliss being with Maharaj and around all the Singhs, because it was just sangat. When you're in sangat, you're protected by a fort. You're in a killa. You don't get attacked easily then by all the distractions that we have in life. The Panch Chor could not get to us. That's the truth of the matter. That's how simple it is. The Panch Chor, the 5 thieves, could not get to us because we were fully protected. And that's why Maharaj is saying, do Simran and do Sangat. Right? I can't stress how important it is to do Sangat, the right Sangat, to be in the right Sangat. If you want to progress in Sikhi, if you want to progress spiritually, you need to have the right Sangat with you. Maharaj kende, baki sara chitta pla de, forget everything else. This is what our Guru Sahib Ji's Updesh is, right? And I will remind everyone again that the art of listening to a Sakhi is to apply that teaching into your own lives. Don't just think that Guru Sahib Ji Duni Chand nu keh rahe ne. Maharaj isn't telling Duni Chand, Maharaj is telling everyone here this Updesh. Maharaj sare keh rahe ne sanu is vele ki tusi simran karya karo and do Sangat. And if you want to live a happy, peaceful life, do good things, do good actions, but the most important is Simran. O karde ya ja nahi karde? Do we do Simran? Ask yourselves that. That's only something that you can answer. How much Simran do you do? Do you do it at all, or don't you do it? Is it easy? Is it hard? That's do vichar. We could do a vichar here as well. How hard is it to do Simran? The reason why some people find it hard to do Simran is because Kaljug da inna jora, that Kaljug so strong that Kaljug will take you off the path straight away as soon as you start walking on it. As soon as you start walking on it. But then how are you going to protect yourself from Kaljug? Again, it's coming into Sangat. Sangat Vichal, no one at the Singh's camp found it hard to get up 2 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. No one found it hard because everyone was there. 4 baje swear uthi si. No one found it hard. I think the only day we found it hard was when everyone had pizza late night. Yeah, then everyone found it hard to get up the next morning. There were hardly any things there. But jokes aside, but other than that, no one found it hard to focus on the Simran. No one found it hard to do Maharaj Seva, and it was so brilliant, man. It was really good. But it's all to do with Sangat. So when you're doing Simran and doing Sangat, combine them two together, then you will live that happy, peaceful life that everyone's really running after, like headless chickens in today's day and age. You can now take, if you go on social media, TV, whatever, book pad lo, bahut kinniya book aajkal likhiyan. There's so many books to read on depression, how to be successful in life, how to do this, how to do that. Kinna kosha Maharaj ne sanu upadesh deta aj ki sangat karya karo and simran karya karo. 2 easy things that everyone can do. How hard is it to sit there and just go Vaheguru, 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 just for a couple of minutes? Start increasing it slowly. Start increasing it. I promise to you, you'll see a change in your lives. I promise you that. When Guru Sahib Ji then, I remember another Sakhi here, Tana Guru Nanak Dev Ji meet Maharaj, the importance of doing good action. If we can get to that level where, if Maharaj has said, Amrit Vele Utho, then you don't really think about it and you do it. No matter, even if you don't want to. Je jeevi nahi karta. Yeah, it's, look, I'm in the same boat. One thing I said to you in the Singh's camp, because Utte Batal Tasiga Minu on the Q&A panel, and there were great good six on the Q&A panel already. And I was saying Minu na Bataru. And they said, no, you sit on the panel as well. And there were proper great good six on there who have got a lot more knowledge than I have. But one thing I just wanted to point out to all the campers there, when they're asking all sorts of questions to do with how do you battle the banjur, how do you battle lust, how do you battle greed, ego, how do you battle all that stuff, how do you do that stuff? I just want to say one thing, make clear to everyone, that don't think that we don't get affected by it. We might look the part with a bana, palya, dastar, dadi, we might look the part, but the banjur affect us also. Sanu bhi affect karda ya, edda nahi koi gal hai. But the difference is this, and I'm saying this to the campers in our group as well. I was thinking was now this is a katha, right? We always talk about banjur, the 5 thieves that come and loot your kamai. They'll come and loot, they'll destroy your jivan. So the banjur will come, say kam, lust will take over your life and you'll start doing galt karam se karonge, yeah? Krodh, anger, we all know how that destroys lives. Anger will destroy lives, right? Lobh, greed, more attachment, and hankar, ego. We all know that these are all these 5 thieves. We all, Maharaji will say panj chor jiriya. When they use that word chor, in our worldly lives, what have you done to your houses to protect your houses from these thieves? I bet you any money, most of us here have got cameras put on, we've got the ring doorbells, we did certainly lock the doors at night, right? Thieves should not get into our house. We all do all that, right? But what are you doing in your lives to protect yourselves from the banjur? What precautions have you put in place to protect yourself from a banjur? And that's the difference between a Gursikh whose Guru Sahib has given them that knowledge, who are able to control and handle the banjur better than the person who's not taken no precautions at all. That's the difference. So we go through it as well. We go through that same as well. But I keep coming back to that. Ki marriage onanu bachaunde hamare sanu bhi bacha sakde, right? And like I said, by you saying that, listen to Guru Sahib ji. Fir, you know what? Sokhi sokha. Whether you want to get up Alhamdulillah or don't, utho. Guru Maharaj kende utho. Even if you get up a little bit later, but try and get up Alhamdulillah. You have to kill your man. I did a talk in Nottingham camp for kids, which was a bit deep. Like the theme was the mind, and I was like, how do you tell kids about the mind? Like 8-year-olds, right? 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. Like I talked to them about what does Sikhi say, what the mind is, man is. And the kids are that blew me away. They did. When I asked them, what do you think the mind is? They go, the brain. 1 8-year-old said thoughts. They were coming out with all of it. They were coming out with all the right answers. Brilliant. And they go, how do you control it? How are you supposed to control it? Especially at that age, I'm saying, and we did a wicked exercise with the kids. We probably could do with adults as well, to be honest. But I did a wicked exercise with the kids. I got a volunteer to come up, sit at the front, and I go, but you need to do Simran, and Kaljug, we're going to pretend to be Kaljug, we're going to distract you now, yeah? And now you just have to not get distracted by Kaljug. Just keep on doing Simran. There's one kid, I remember, I wish I could record him, I couldn't, but he just closed his eyes like really tightly, and he goes, Waheguru, Waheguru. And I said, oh, both look, we just got a new PlayStation 5. Then he was like, Waheguru, Waheguru. And I go, oh, look, all these chocolates and sweets. Oh, they look really tasty. Look at that cake. And then he just, Waheguru, Waheguru. And he didn't, dolya nahi chalo. But कहने का मतलब we get distracted in it. That's what it is, है ना? So कहने का मतलब ये है कि अमृत वेले उठना, whether you feel like getting up or not, get up. Kill your mind and get up. Then Maharaj says, Simran karo. Get up in the morning and do Simran. So what does that mean? Just sit up in your bed and just start going Vaheguru, Vaheguru, Vaheguru. And then Maharaj go fir Ishnaan kar lo, go and do Ishnaan then. Go and have a shower and then do Bani, Paath par do. Maharaj has given us everything, man. Maharaj has laid out this is what you want, happy life, just follow this, right? The Guru Sahib Ji Then after saving Duni Chand, Guru Sahib Ji left this place to continue on the journey. Where they go next, we're going to have to wait till next week to find out. He married Agge kithe jande ya, who are they going to save next, and in what way, how they're going to save that person as well. So we'll leave that there and we'll continue that next week. Has anyone got any questions that they would like to ask? Has anyone got any questions to do with this? Or has anyone got any questions to do with Sikhi in general? If anyone has got any questions, Hanji Amatul Singh.
Go a little bit to the Tilgur.
Hanji?
Can you explain a little bit about the Tilgur? Raja for Sotaro.
Hanji, answer it if you can. Yeah, Hanji.
Dragon is three qualities of Maya. The Sukkum qualities, internal qualities which are in our mind. First quality is Tamagun, right? What is in Tamagun is calm, cruel, low, more, guard, ego, jealousy, backbiting, selfishness, all this. You could say it's the good, the bad, and everything, yeah? That's the ugly, Tamagun. Rajagun, the middle one, it's got livelihood, worries, anxiety. An example of Rajagun is, let's just say, I do 40 hours a week, I do 50 hours, I do 60 hours. Before I know it, I'm working 7 days a week. Tushna. Alongside that, more worries, more anxiety, and so on. Sattvagun is where we should all be. Sattvagun is there, compassion, nimrata, humility, kindness, forgiveness, kima, sanshilta, tolerance, all the good qualities like Pajaman Preacher saying, the good qualities Guru Nanak preaches teachings. Now, to walk this path, which we are walking towards religion, we all need to be in Sattvagun. Yeah? And like you saying, the 5 Ps, what they're going to do, their role is to take us from Sattvagun to Raja, Tamagun. From Tamagun, just like June. That's basic.
I did. You were going to ask this question today, and Bidaji come first day as well. First time ever. Or did you just come back in the days in GTB as well? But look at that, the job was ready for you, innit? He pata si guys.
Janvi's dad.
Yeah, Janvi Singh's dad. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.